Sports Entertained is recorded live at twitch.tv/baldyandthebeast. Come check us out every Tuesday and Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and watch the matches right along with us. Hey guys, just a little warning before this episode starts. I did not realize how hot my mic was before I started recording. Hey guys, just a little warning before this episode starts. And this is going to be I did not realize how hot my mic was before I started recording. For the next episode, I made sure that everything was most, if not all, of my audio, and this is going to be much louder. I had just switched over to this mic because I didn't realize I was not using it. For the next episode, I made sure that just for this episode, the audio is going to be kind of weird, but in the future, audio levels. I had just switched over to this mic because I didn't realize I was not using it.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
So just for this episode, the audio is going to be kind of weird, but in the future it should be fixed. Hopefully you enjoy the episode.
We are Baldy and the Beast.
You forgot your line there for a second, didn't you?
I didn't forget my line. I was checking your audio.
Okay, cool.
Screwed the pooch on that.
Is it good, though?
We are Baldy and the Beast. Yeah, your audio sounds fine.
Okay,
cool.
We're
a little quiet, but not terrible.
Okay.
Anyways, we are Baldy and the Beast. That will get cut in post. This is Sports Entertained, and this week we're doing part 2 of our CM Punk Jeff Hardy trilogy. This is a TLC match at Summerslam 2009. It's 2009 Jeff Hardy versus CM Punk, so it should be pretty good. This was in the Staples Center in LA. There were 14,116 people there with 369,000 nice viewers at home. This was one. Stole that from Wrestling Talk.
Yeah.
This is one of the first 6 straight SummerSlams in the Staples Center in LA.
Mm-hmm.
So quite a long relationship about this beat started here between WWE and the city of LA. And this was tri-branded. This was back when WWE ECW was a thing and was not good as good.
Yeah. What's the match on this card? It's like hold on. It's William Regal versus Christian.
And it's not long.
Yeah.
I mean, you might as well even not put it on the card.
Right.
They gave Kane Khali more time, I think.
Yeah. I'm still genuinely surprised that they're at this point in time they were still putting these guys on last.
They were putting them right up with the world titles, both of them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is the world title match.
Yeah, well, I mean, there was the 3 world titles were all in a row.
Oh, yeah.
And the WWE ECW title doesn't even come close to the other 2 world titles in the promotion.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe you could say that title is on the tier of IC.
Maybe. Like, if we're stretching a bit.
But... yeah, it's just not, I don't know, not the same, at least to me. But it went on after DX and Legacy. So, how about that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is actually for the World Heavyweight, not the ECW.
No, the ECW went on
after
DX and Legacy too.
You're right.
And while we're talking about it, we can just run down the card real quick if that's okay with you, Willem.
I'm good.
All right, so we kick off the show with DX cutting a promo. It was 2009 DX, so it probably wasn't that good as compared to their 90s stuff.
Or like DX, anytime that they tried to come back was never quite as good.
And I don't want to say this like in a negative light because Shawn changing his life is a good thing.
Yeah.
But that had part to do with it because part of what fueled the DX machine was Shawn just being Shawn.
Yeah, and now he's just kind of goofy.
Yeah,
goofy old Shawn Michaels.
And I'm glad that he is clean and happy, but you know, it's not. He doesn't just have that edge he had when DX started.
Yeah.
But that to the side. First match we open up with is Ziggler Mysterio for the IC title. You have to imagine that was at least a good opener.
Yeah. So this has nothing to do with the match. This has just to do with the way that it shows up specifically on the WWE Network app on PS4. The screenshot or the still that they use for the match has Dolph Ziggler just looking derpy as shit, like cross-eyed with like his fucking underbite.
Yeah, that's the same one I got.
Yeah.
And then after that, we have it's a segment and then a match. So
Yeah.
MVP and Jack Swagger have a little thing there. Freddie Prinze Jr. talks about Randy Orton. That's not really anything.
No.
Crime Time versus Jericho for the unified tag titles.
Yeah.
I actually learned the other day Crime Time never won the copper belts. You would have thought they would have.
I didn't know that.
They were never. They never held those belts, which blew my mind because, yeah, they're kind of racist. But I remember, like, I was younger during the time that Crime Time was around. I remember them fondly.
I mean, they were entertaining. R.I.P. Shad.
Yeah, for real though. I don't know how much, like, if they would have gotten away with that as much today, but they did in 09.
Yeah.
Then CM Punk cut a promo. Kane versus Khali. God, we'll just skip it. I
don't even want to talk about that. That sounds awful.
Yeah, I don't. Yep. DX versus Legacy. That had to have been at least a good match. Yeah.
Well, because that would have been DX versus Cody and DiBiase, right?
I think.
Yeah.
So, and then you have William Regal versus Christian, which we kind of touched on that already.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't a very long match.
Nope.
WWE pimps their relationship with LA.
Yep.
And then we get into, the top two match area. We got John Cena and Randy Orton. Actually, not the main event, which still blows my mind.
Yeah.
That for the second time in a row, Punk Hardy goes on last.
Right.
I mean, it just blows my mind because John Cena and Randy Orton are Vince's guys.
Yeah.
So somebody backstage, and it might have been Vince. I don't know who it was. Somebody backstage loved this Punk Hardy feud.
Well, what it probably actually was is that it's the end of the show. This is going to be easier to clean up at the end than it will be right before the end. That's
fair, too. Yeah. It is a crazy spot match.
Yeah. So something that I remembered a little bit about, like, the whole legacy thing is that at one point they also had, I think it was, they had another member that was a member of the Anoa'i family, I think. It was either that.
Sunoco, I think.
Yeah.
Was it Manu?
Yeah, that was it. And then he just went away at one point.
Yeah, because he wasn't very good.
Yeah.
Wasn't he the guy that was supposed to catch Taker at Mania? He was dressed up as a cameraman. He dropped him. I think it was Sim Snuka.
Yeah, but that wasn't Manu. That was Domino of Deuce and Domino.
Oh, okay.
I think that's who it was. But I know anyway. Manu. Yeah. Shit, there was something else I was gonna say. But yeah, that also happened. Another a match that I think we should probably watch that I enjoyed is the championship scramble matches. There were only two.
Those.
There were only two, and they were fun.
They were so much fun to play on the games.
Yeah.
I know that has absolutely nothing to do with but this. Like, that's what I remember it from because there was so few, like you said, so few of the idea. But I thought it was. I don't know.
It's a nifty idea.
Yeah. Just 20 minutes, guys come down in different intervals, and I like the idea. I'm with you 100%.
Yep.
But let's get into this Hardy Punk match because this does go right about 30 minutes from where we start. So this will be a longer one.
Yep.
For all of you watching at home, we are at 22:01, which is WWE Network has or 2:22:01. Excuse me.
2:22:01.
Yeah, that's where they have it marked at. It's easy to find.
Yep.
And we will start in 3, 2, 1. I'm still bummed they got rid of that belt. I like that belt.
The big gold belt is so good looking.
Yep.
And young Justin Roberts.
Oh my, who's announcing for WWE. I almost kind of forgot he used to do that.
Yep.
Because I don't mean this, like, he's kind of the voice of AEW to me.
Yeah.
Not from a commentary position, obviously, but from, like, the announcer, kind of like how Fink is how I imagine everything in WWE before the 90s.
Right. Well, Fink is, like, he's the iconic wrestler and or the iconic announcer. Like, he's who you would always think of when you think of an announcer from from the first Mania all the way up to 02, 03 in that era.
Yeah, and his health started to get a little worse. I know.
Yeah.
I know, from listening to guys that were friends with him online, like Jericho.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't want people to see him worn down.
Yeah, he wouldn't want people to see him age, and he didn't want people to see him sick.
Yeah, which is why he didn't do as much stuff later in life, which kind of sucks because Fink's a legend.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just, it would have been cool to see Fink go longer, but I understand why he didn't.
Right. Random question, because I don't know the answer to this one. Did Howard Finkel have no teeth?
Oh, I have no clue. Did Howard Finkel have no teeth?
Because I remember seeing a lot of his, just looking at him when he was doing announcing. Later on, towards the end of when he was doing it, he it looked like he didn't have teeth.
I have no idea. I never I don't know.
Yeah. Again, that's one of the million things that I notice about stupid little shit.
I'm not looking down at my phone to Google that while Jeff Hardy enters.
Yeah, I still enjoy No More Words over the standard Hardy entrance music.
Yeah. I like both these guys have their best themes.
Yep.
Tonight.
Yep. Oh, and he's even got the good face paint on.
And seeing Hardy in a match like this, he's gonna do something crazy.
Oh, it's gonna be nuts.
I couldn't find anything about Howard Finkel and his teeth, by the way.
Okay.
But Punk's not so much known for that, but I don't remember this match per se.
Mm-hmm. I don't remember it either.
I didn't watch it live.
I don't remember it either. I'm excited to watch this because I feel like this is going to be real good.
I have to imagine that these guys are going to pull out all the spots.
Right.
It's going to be a good match.
Although, admittedly, this is solidly right at the beginning of the PG era.
Sting
mask. Yep, Sting masks. That's funny.
This would have been... Was this the time when TNA was doing good?
Yeah. Yep. This was right
Sting
before...
Makes sense then.
Yep, this was right before Jeff went to TNA. Because it was at the end of this feud. And this was around the time that I personally had stopped watching WWE because I was more entertained by TNA.
Okay.
Which is
Maybe
really...
We'll have to review some TNA stuff then.
Yeah, there's some good stuff in there.
Oh, especially old TNA. They had a great roster. They kind of pissed it away.
Yeah.
Whenever they brought in Hogan and Bischoff, they kind of... I don't know how you pissed away that roster. Because top to bottom was good.
Well, and I had told you some time ago, this was last year some point, they randomly had Impact here on Twitch, and they had a match that you would assume was going to be a stinker. It was Jeff Jarrett and Kevin Nash, and it was compelling. The way that they had the match play out, it wasn't terrible. It wasn't a 5-star workhorse match, but it was serviceable for what it was, and I was compelled to keep watching it.
For those two, it was probably the equivalent of their 4 or 5-star workhorse match. It was the best they could do.
Well, and it wasn't like it was a work match. The thing that was keeping it compelling is that there were a lot of a lot more hardcore spots and chair shots and backstage brawling and shit like that. So it was interesting from that perspective to watch.
With those guys at that age, yeah.
Right, that was about the best they could do, and it wasn't them stinking up the joint in the ring.
Jarrett probably still thinks he can go at a high level.
Yeah. Did you know that at one point there was a Jarrett had an MMA gimmick at the very end of TNA?
I did not remember that.
It was at the very end of TNA, right before they or maybe not the very end. This was maybe 2013, 2014 ish.
Why would anybody ever believe that?
Because he was an MMA enthusiast.
I'm an MMA enthusiast. That doesn't mean that I get to have that as a gimmick.
Yeah, but are you trained like Jeff Jarrett?
Jeff Jarrett's not trained like Jeff Jarrett.
Especially not in 2013, 2014.
The only person Jarrett's age that I think could probably still compete in an MMA environment is Minoru Suzuki.
Yeah.
It's because I'm convinced Minoru Suzuki is the fucking hardest man on the planet, bar none. There is not a man on the planet harder than Minoru Suzuki.
Ishii?
I'm sorry. I think Minoru Suzuki's harder.
I think Ishii looks like Greg.
Never gonna unsee that.
Yep.
Oh my god. I almost wish we could do a side-by-side of Greg and Ishii.
Yeah. For the listeners at home, Greg's just a personal friend of ours, and he looks like Ishii. Ooh, that's a rough spot right there.
Ooh, that looks...
Yeah.
Jeff's definitely getting a receipt later. I don't know what Jeff's gonna have to do, but there will be a receipt.
Yeah, that looked like... Jeff was just like, fuck you, and just pushed the shit over.
Yeah. You are not winning this match.
He was just like, oh, you're eating a crouton tonight.
Crouton platter.
Yeah.
So Jeff's got a studded belt on. What are the odds he gets hit with his own studded belt?
Oh, studded belts are never fun. They're never fun to watch because you can see the welts happen right away.
Immediately. Yep. For some reason, Jeff likes to do them.
Yeah.
Or I don't know if he likes to. He does them.
He does them because they fit with his gear, and then he learns to regret them later on.
Which I love that his gear is, we're 20 years on from his debut. His gear is still kind of Hot Topic clothes.
Yeah. Oof. Jeff tweaking that knee.
Yeah. Jesus. Jeff knows he's not going to be in the dub much longer. He's like, fuck it.
He's like, fuck it. I'm going to do whatever I can.
Yep, let's just do some shit.
Yep.
If I get injured here, Vince will have to pay me longer.
Yep. Oh, this is already starting off real good.
Yeah.
Do you know what Meltzer gave this match?
4 1/4.
4 1/4? I could see that. I can see that.
I meant to do that before, and then I meant to do that during the intros, and then we got talking about Fink's teeth.
Ooh. Oh! Ooh!
Oh,
okay.
Jesus.
Luckily, like, it looked like the chair moved a little bit, but God, that could have been so bad. That was like the Adam Cole spot where when he was against Aleister Black, where they he suplexed him and then he landed back first between two chairs that were back to back against each other. God, that looked rough.
That did indeed look rough.
Yeah. Punk bent the supports on the ladder there. Oof. I'm lukewarm on ladder spots. Sometimes they look amazing, and sometimes they're just you don't know how much impact they actually have. Until
they only look amazing on spots when you know it has to be awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks great because you know that that sucks.
You know that was awful to take.
Yeah.
Like the one Dream Valley driver that Velveteen Dream hit on somebody on top of the ladder.
I thought you were gonna bring up the Joey Mercury ladder incident.
So I was gonna bring that up, but that didn't that spot looked like it hurt because it did hurt, but the move didn't have much impact to it. It was just kind of smacked him in the face. I mean, it had a whole lot of impact on fucking Joey Mercury's life.
I was about to argue there. It's like Joey Mercury's nose would like to argue about the impact that ladder may not have had.
Yep. But the spot itself wasn't a bump spot. It was just smacked him in the face and destroyed his whole face.
Fair enough.
It knocked the face out of his face.
Knocked his... God. Thanks for referencing and making me remember I knocked his leg out from under his legs.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm gonna kick the leg out of your leg.
Kick the leg out from under his legs.
Yeah. Throwing them chairs.
That's up there with the Scott Steiner math promo and Sid Vicious live on WCW saying, I'm twice the man that you are.
With half the brain power.
Yeah, with half the brain that you do.
Yeah.
When he fucked up his line.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was great.
And then there was the Hulk Hogan promo that was like the good gay guy or something like that.
Yeah. That one was good.
Yeah.
One good gay guy.
Yep. So. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was getting off track of the match. We should probably get back to the match, anyways.
No, what I was gonna mention was because we mentioned Sid. Ooh, that's a neat. Oh, right to the ribs. No, but you mentioned Sid, and I saw like one of those really shitty Facebook things. It's like the first letter of your first name and your birth month, or you get you this. I hate those. But there was one that I saw. It was like, here's your wrestling finisher. And mine was a flying super kick. And I'm like, Sid would like to have a word with you.
Sid does not approve.
Yeah. I love Whisper in the Wind. I love Whisper in the Wind.
I had to think out in a bad time.
Yep.
A long time. God, that spot looks terrible.
Yep.
When he broke his leg.
Oh my god, it was so bad. Bro, turn on your light. You're a little shadowy.
Oh, I forgot this week.
There you go. Good boy.
Yeah, that was my bad.
I think we're about to see some Jeff Hardy shenanigans here.
I'm not convinced he's not gonna like jump off that ladder onto that chair 2 feet away in front of the crowd.
Yep. Oof. You love when they throw a table until they throw the table too hard, or they throw a chair and they throw the chair too hard.
I.e. Matt Hardy, Sammy Guevara.
Yeah.
Except Sammy didn't throw a gig chair, so.
Yeah. Jeff's about to go through this table on his own.
At least they're smart enough to use that as part of the story now.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
Yep.
Oh. Oh, God. Oh, Chekhov's table strikes again.
Yep.
And there goes Punk.
Remember when I said earlier that CM Punk was going to get a receipt on Jeff Hardy at some point of that ladder
That
spot?
was it. That's it right there. Oh my god. And you just see Punk giggling, laughing like a fool right there. That was awesome.
It didn't hurt me.
Yeah.
Punk Jesusing the cross to the ring.
Yep. That's a big fucking ladder.
That is yeah. I have no
other words. Like, yeah, it's a big ladder. Good observation.
10 on 10, good observation.
Yeah.
Would observe again.
Yes.
I wonder if they think Jeff is hurt right now, or if this is part of the plan.
It's probably part of the plan. I feel like Jeff was like, I feel like Jeff probably told him like, I'm about to do a stupid spot. Don't worry.
He's taking his time though.
Yeah.
He did not rush to get that ladder in the ring or set up.
No.
I've always liked Punk's attire though, because it's simple, but it's distinctive.
Yep. The only issue that I have with his attire is the same issue that I have with Cash Wheeler, Dash Wilder. It's the same type of trunks. Is that they come up just a little bit too high on the hip, just a smidgy bit. Ooh, that's a rough powerbomb spot.
Better than he was gonna go for a GTS up there in Hardy.
Oh my god.
Countered.
Yep. But yeah, the only issue that like I said, just comes up just a little bit too high on the hips.
Yeah, I can see.
Leads to some booty peekage. But you know, yeah.
He did transfer really nicely into a sunset there.
Yep, that was good.
That was a really nice roll through.
Yep. Oh my god. The landing on that just looked rough. I think Punk like smacked his head a little bit too.
This is why I watch SmackDown. Nobody has those signs anymore.
What?
And somebody had a sign that says, "This is why I watch SmackDown." I said, nobody has those signs anymore.
Well, nobody has signs anymore.
Nobody watches SmackDown either.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have no interest in watching SmackDown. I have no real interest in watching Raw.
No.
Because it's all just... Oof! Oh, right into... Yeah, oh, man.
Yeah, I don't watch the week. Occasionally, like, if WWE is promoting something big on a Raw, I'll watch it. Like, I watched the first week of Raw Underground because they were like, Shane McMahon's coming back. He's doing something big. And I was like, oh, this might actually be cool. And I was wrong.
Well, you're... Oh, my God. That looked so bad.
Yeah.
The stretch on the hamstring. Jesus. Well, you're the person they were trying to get in with that. I guess they succeeded in trying to pop the numbers there a little bit by bringing Shane McMahon back. You know, the new young talent, Shane McMahon.
I watched because it wasn't like I was, oh yeah, I have to see this.
It's more morbid curiosity. Morbid curiosity.
Morbidly, I have to see this because...
Oh god, this is gonna suck. Oh my god.
Oh, that sucked so much.
That sucked more for Punk than it did for Jeff because he landed on like the corner of the ladder.
Yep,
like he landed.
Oh
my god.
That sucked for Jeff though too.
It sucked for Jeff. It really did.
Sucked all around.
But like, but Punk hit like the L, like the top corner of the ladder where you would stand on.
Oh, that hurts my back just thinking about it.
Actually, no, he didn't hit that. He still hit like the good solid part of the ladder. It just looked really rough, and Punk's selling the hell out of it. Probably because it's legit pain.
Probably hurt, yeah.
And Jeff's over there Jeff's just rolling around over there. He's like, why do I keep fucking doing these matches? Why am I going to be doing these matches in another 10, 15 years?
And he will. He's still doing those matches today, crazy bastard.
Yep. Oh, there it is. Twist of fate.
I like hardcore wrestling, but sometimes it's like, guys, you don't have to do that fucking crazy thing.
Yeah. Love me a good swanton.
He threw a great swanton. He always did.
Yep. I remember when I was a kid, I used to like practice doing swantons. Ooh. Oh my god! Onto like the bed, I would practice doing them. Because you know, you want to try and be like your favorite. It didn't go out. It didn't work too well sometimes. That was a rough knee spot.
That was. So my brother is 7 years younger than me. So at the time when I was really into wrestling, like my early teens, he was like 6.
Oh.
So I could literally just like do all the spots with him. And I could power bomb my little. It was great.
Yeah, I would do the same thing with my little sister, except I accidentally would power bomb her onto the floor. Like I wouldn't like realize the strength that I had or the lack thereof, and accidentally drop her on the floor from a power bomb position.
That's funny. Yeah. I always did it on the bed.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that was
It's a rough table spot to the floor. Jesus.
Somebody has a sign that's a wiener. See if they hold it up again.
Happy B-Day, LGK.
I want to know who LGK is.
I don't know.
We should find that. It said Machine Gun Kelly at first, so maybe it's Little Gun Kelly. I
don't know. Let's find them and have them on the show and interview them.
It's probably just some random.
Yeah.
It's either some random person or a literal future WWE Hall of Famer, and there's no in between.
Right.
Bailey.
Like we go and find him, and it turns out it's like Keith Lee. Adam Cole in the crowd. Oh my god. That springboard.
is not afraid to wear different. I do not like them fucking purple shoes.
I don't mind the purple shoes. The thing that I don't like is when he wears the boots that are like colored on the foot, but then they're white up the leg. I feel like they look weird. Ugh. Why didn't Jeff just run into him with the chair on his neck again? Like, just the opposite.
Yeah. Ooh.
Oh.
Swinging for the fences. Jesus.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my God.
He
Jeff
just
has a receipt coming.
Yeah, just waffling him with those chairs. Jesus.
Oh, I'm just gonna
throw the chair. Jeff's about to go through another table.
I like when they use that thing as a weapon.
Yeah. I mean, it's rightfully so. It probably should be a weapon.
Did you remember Matt Stryker used to have a job?
Matt Stryker used to be a person, and his gimmick in wrestling was that he used to be a teacher. And then he became the announcer for Lucha Underground.
He had those terrible tights with his face on his ass.
What? I don't remember those at all.
I think it was...
Oh, that's a headshot right there. You don't see that anymore.
Can't believe Vince let them... Well, maybe Vince didn't let them do that.
Yeah,
or he's like, I'm leaving. I don't give a fuck.
Right, he paintbrushed him with that chair. Jesus. Oh, this is about to be rough. Here's that big bad ladder spot. God, is he gonna crash and burn through the announce table?
Jeff Hardy.
You just see him. He threw it into the crowd, and he was like, "Oh fuck, here I go."
Yeah.
All right, here it comes. Oh,
there's probably a crash pad under there, though.
Yeah. Punk's been holding himself for too long. He's getting out of the way of this.
Yeah.
Oh my God, standing on the top.
Okay, like I said earlier.
Ooh, oh, he actually got it.
Gave a crouton too.
Yep. Oh, that was rough. That's rough for everybody involved.
Yep. So like I said earlier, I don't feel like they have to do these big spots in these types of matches.
No.
But let me put it this way. Jeff at the top of the ladder doing this.
Yeah.
Looked awesome every single time.
Yep.
It never fails to look awesome.
It's always great.
Bringing out some J Browns to...
Bringing out some... bringing out some Marks and medical attire.
Yeah.
God, that looked so bad. Well, because you can, like, when you see it from the side, you can see Jeff's head, like, whip back just a little bit.
Faces of the crowd, too. They don't believe what they're seeing.
Right, and here comes the camera spot.
Yep.
You gotta miss the analog cameras where they've actually got the real flash on them.
Yeah.
Just for stuff like that. Oh well, I guess it actually makes sense that they braced Jeff's neck because his neck snapped back when he landed on Punk. Oh, hey, look, there's Mike Chioda.
He's got a new job now.
Yep.
But he's not on their official website because I'm a mark, and I have
you looked it up.
I happened to be looking at their women's roster last night because I wanted to see who was all injured.
Yeah.
I just kept scrolling down, and there was the referees, and he wasn't there.
Oh. So wait, is Punk... Okay, I was going to say, is Punk going to win this because, like, the trainers are holding Jeff back?
No, Jeff's just going to stumble around like
he's drunk. He's going to predict the future on that one.
What the fuck is Punk doing?
He's doing this.
Climb out.
Jesus, Jeff. God, fall through the ropes, land on your head. God.
How do I beat this guy? He DDTs himself.
Yeah. It's like Kota Ibushi before Kota Ibushi.
Did Hardy? It looked like he punched the ladder almost.
Well, he punched the stairs because he like. You could see him frustrated, and I don't know if that was because he was actually in pain or if he was just frustrated.
Is this the go home?
I think this is it. Oh, the kick. There it is. Oh my God. He about hit his head on that rope.
That was a nice fall.
There it is. And that's it. Punk wins.
Now time for Punk's celebration.
Yep. Oh my God.
Punk holds the ladder down. I love it when they try to push the ladder like that and it hits the ropes and bounces back up and upright.
Yeah. He's just holding like, it's mine. It's my title. It's mine.
Like Schmeagle.
Yeah.
Some dude has the sign upside down in the crowd.
Oh.
Oh, he changed it. It was the green sign.
Oh, okay. What a doof.
See the wiener sign?
Oh, yep, I do see it. Oh. Oh, what's going on?
Oh, why are the lights flashing? Maybe LA's having a...
Maybe Retribution is attacking SummerSlam.
Don't. SummerSlam's coming up. Don't.
Oh, boy.
Those DX sticks look cool in the crowd.
They do. It's like, what was the last pay-per-view that... it's cool Taker spot. In the ring.
That's a cool spot.
Yep.
I wonder how long Taker was under the ring, though.
Probably the whole fucking time. No, he probably came out when the trainers came out.
I know I watched, like,
or
I listened to Hornswoggle talk. It was like the longest he's ever been under that ring is like 5 hours. He said he'd nap under there, he'd play his PSP.
Well, I'm sure he's probably got himself like a little fan under there. It's probably not too terrible. At least
great.
At least for Hornswoggle.
Yeah. He was like, no, it was so comfortable. He's like, I nap. He's like, you could like, kind of like you would know what was going on because of the footsteps and all the sounds above you. But he's like, it was kind of cool.
Yeah. But no, the DX glow sticks, those so like not the last AEW pay-per-view, but the one before it where they had like the wristbands that like glowed with the entrance music.
Those were awesome.
Those were really cool.
They need to bring those back.
Yeah.
Those were so cool in the crowd.
Yep. And then Taker deconstructs the set.
Just rearranging furniture.
Yep. There it is. Boom. He almost like clips the leg on that chair too.
Oh, that's why he did some. He had to do his turn around and look.
Yep. Oh, he had to clear the ladder out of the way so that the camera guy could come up.
Yep.
Yep. And that's it.
Good match.
Great match. Enjoyed the hell out of that match. I love me a good Jeff Hardy bump.
I think we're all going to realize very quickly I am way more lenient than Mr. Dave Meltzer. That gets 5 bronze. That gets 5 bronze.
I give that one. I'm gonna be a little more lenient or a little less lenient on that one. I'm gonna give that 4.75 Willems.
That was a good one.
It was good.
I really enjoyed that.
That was really good. Yeah, I'm gonna give that one 4.75. Just because, I don't know. I like to be contrarian, maybe.
Mostly.
Yeah, mostly. Got to be a little bit more difficult.
Yeah.
Because it was a great match and it was a great spot show. It wasn't a great wrestling match. There wasn't a lot of great wrestling spots. It wasn't a workhorse match, but it was a great spectacle.
It was a spot. Yeah.
Yes.
Although, looking at the way this is, I'm disappointed Jeff didn't jump off that set.
Ooh, yeah. That could have been good.
it looks kind of low, and Jeff likes to jump off dumb shit.
Yep.
But,
like the time.
You know.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say that this was all tying into, you know, this whole storyline we've been covering is tying into, you know, Jeff's departure from the company.
Yep.
Amid some personal problems that we'll get into.
Yeah.
More next episode. When we really hit, you know, Jeff leaving.
Yep.
Because next Thursday, I think I can just say it now. We're gonna be doing the last of this one.
Yep, the Punk Hardy 3, the Loser Leaves Town match.
In a steel cage.
So,
that should be pretty good.
Yep.
And then at the end of the episode, we'll reveal what we're doing next Tuesday.
Yep.
But I just kind of want to break down a little bit. I can't believe they did a headshot.
I can't believe they did a headshot either. That was, especially in 2009, like, that's super unexpected. And it wasn't even like a straight over the head. He paintbrushed him with that. That was gnarly. But yeah, and then so what's our next match going to be?
I think the next one we're going to do is Taker, Shawn, Heck in a Sec, the one where Kane debuts.
Kane's debut. Bad Blood 97, Heck in a Sec.
It's gonna. I love that match, and I think you said you've never seen it.
I've never seen it. There's a lot of these classic matches that are great, but I've never seen them.
I think you said that's because your dad wasn't a fan.
Well, I mean, nobody was really a fan in the house. Like I personally didn't start becoming a fan of wrestling until like 04, 05, and I never took it upon myself to really go back and watch a lot of Attitude Era stuff. Like the farthest I think I ever really went back was watching like WrestleMania 2000, because that was the DVD they had at the Family Video in my hometown.
That's funny.
Yeah. I think that's like the farthest I ever went back and watched. And I know a lot of people give that WrestleMania shit because there was one singles match in the whole card. I thought it was thoroughly entertaining, and it's the home of the first ever triangle ladder match, like the birth of the TLC match.
Yeah.
Like what we just watched. Like without that match, we wouldn't have had what we just saw.
There were good things on that card, don't get me wrong, but that main event with the McMahon in every corner.
Yeah.
It's too McMahon centric, but that's the story of WWE.
Right. I personally think the Al Snow, Steve Blackman, the head cheese gimmick, I think that's like, I thought at the time when I was a little kid, I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah. And Al Snow, like, not only did he have a good gimmick, which he did, head was a...
Yeah.
You could walk into any wrestling event now and yell, "What does everybody want?"
Head.
And at least 10 people will go, "Head." Like, great gimmick.
Yep. Would not, like, it wouldn't do anything today. Like, people don't do that anymore, but it was great for the time.
Yeah. I don't know, you might be able to get that over a day. You'd have to present it a little differently.
Right.
For sure. But
you'd have to be a little less on the nose with it.
Yeah. But I think you could probably get away with it.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there are any, like, today on the indies, if there are any, like, sex gimmicks. The closest thing...
Brian. Well, yeah, not anymore. But
not anymore. Yeah. I think the closest thing, there's some guys out of DDT that are, like, very sex focused.
Yeah, and there's some stuff like even in New Japan they do like the finger in the butt.
Yeah.
Gimmick every now and again.
Yeah. So. I was very worried for a second. Just because, not like, has nothing to do with the matches or anything like that, but I scrolled up on the audio mixer and I couldn't remember if I unmuted you or not. So we're fine. We're fine.
For the whole time.
Everything's fine. But I had a little mini heart attack.
That would have been way better for content, Willem.
What, just me talking to myself and reacting to nobody?
you answering my questions and asking me questions, and then no.
It's like it'd be like that that Ryback AMA that they had where he was like, instead of answering questions, do you know what that was?
I've heard of it. I've heard of the Ryback AMA. I wasn't like a part of it.
So for anybody who doesn't know, Ryback did an AMA a year or two ago, where he did an AMA on r/squared circle, where instead of answering the questions, like in a reply to the question, he just made a new comment with his answer. So people were trying to guess what the question was. They were trying to play Jeopardy with these answers. And the best like single comment is that somebody nobody knows what the question was, but the answer was Soap Daddy.
Soap Daddy.
Yeah.
That's great.
And then
I remember hearing about that.
There was another comment. There was another comment that will forever be, if I ever go to a convention, and I'm like required to ask a question like at a Q&A panel or something like that. It's my favorite just bullshit question. I think it was something along the lines of so in RoboCop, when Murphy goes back to his family and he sees that his wife has moved on and his wife is no longer waiting for him, the guy that he's with just says, "Hey man, it's been some time. Your wife moved on. Your wife found another person." What's the correct amount of time that somebody should wait after the death of a loved one to go get some sweet lovin' Roll Tide Pound Town?
6 minutes.
It's not a lot of time.
All the time. All the time in the world, Will.
Yeah.
My girlfriend can kill me if she ever fucking watches this episode. I'm gonna die.
Yeah, well. We all got it at some point.
Mine will be. My mom always said that my smart mouth was going to get me into trouble. It's the reason why I died.
Yeah. All right, so did you have anything else? I know you said something about wanting to do a quick little recap of this current week in the wrestling world.
Kind of thinking like starting from last Friday-ish going forward. So after this, every Thursday we'd recap kind of what happened. This week there wasn't too much.
Hold on 1 second. Hold that thought for 1 second. I heard a noise. I gotta go check it real quick.
So I'm really excited to do next week's episode with the Taker Sean, because like we said earlier, Willem's never seen the episode. Willem's never seen the match, the original Hell in a Cell, and even though it was the first one, it really was a really quality match. And
I'm back.
Match well worked by both guys with a great gimmick in. So I'm really excited to get to that match next week and really dig into the back behind Mankind and Taker, or not Mankind, excuse me, Sean and Taker in that match. So,
yep.
But anyways, like I was saying, I just want to kind of recap the week, and I'm going to start with Dominic Mysterio and
oh my god,
of Dominic Mysterio.
Tommy
Dreamer got over with 10 kendo stick shots, and
that looked so rough for everybody involved.
Like 40, I think you said.
I didn't count, but like I didn't actually count, but like it felt like he got 40 lashes.
It's so many. At least, like you said, it felt like it. And I didn't watch that live, but I watched it after.
Yep. And then you go back and you look at the aftermath pictures, and oh my god.
The pictures of Dominic are bad.
Yeah.
Dude.
Like,
I don't even know how he's going to wrestle at SummerSlam.
It's just purple, like, all the way across, and on his back, and on his arms. And, like, you just look at the picture of the guy, And he's just like, what the fuck am I getting myself into with this business?
Yep.
Although, like, I guess to be fair, like, he's paid his dues. Like, that's dues paid right frickin' there.
I think if anybody was giving him shit backstage, that probably had subsided at least for now.
Yeah, for now.
Like, oh, this kid's he's gonna give it his all.
Yeah.
Like,
it's like he's not really done much in the way of wrestling, but goddamn, like he'll do what he can to get where he needs to go.
If you see that's dedication. That's somebody that's like, no, I'm gonna throw myself all into this, even if that means I'm gonna get literally fucking filleted.
Yeah, and then like if you go back and look at it, he was feeding into it still. Like the entire time he was feeding into the shots. It's not like he was just kind of, sitting there and taking it. He was like full on going into it, trying to make him look as good as he could.
If they were smart, that would be not his gimmick, but part of his character is
just taking punishment.
Will take punishment, and he likes kendo sticks, and he uses kendo sticks.
Yep.
Kind of like, the thorn in the rose. Like, he'll use it, but he'll use it because he knows what it's like to get hit with a kendo stick a bunch of times.
Yep.
And then Tuesday came along. Not really a whole lot there.
No.
Then you had Wednesday. I haven't seen this week's NXT, but this week's AEW was not as good as it has been in weeks past.
No, I'd say this was kind of a... I don't want to say a flop, but it was definitely it wasn't as good as...
It was a down week.
Yeah. I don't know what it was, but like some of the tag team appreciation stuff wasn't super great. The main event match, there was it feels like there was a lot of botches in that match.
They botched the finish. I think they said Chris botched the finish.
They botched the finish. They botched the dragon screw leg whip. That just didn't look good. There was a lot of stuff that just it was off. It was just an off week. And sometimes you have those. But you want to give them the benefit of the doubt because they haven't done much to turn that away yet. They haven't done much to ruin getting that benefit. People can call anybody marks for AEW because for one reason or another, because you don't say they have down spots, and this was a down week, and
it was.
People will shit on anybody for giving praise to AEW when WWE does a bad week or something like that. WWE's had
bad decade.
They've had a bad decade. They've had 40 years worth of hindsight in their own booking to look back on, and they're still doing stupid shit.
Yeah, and part of the problem, and I don't want to call WWE out too much, I feel like their weekly just isn't. They don't care, I don't feel, about the weekly.
Well, the weekly is
all just to get to the pay-per-view. That's all that's the goal, which I understand is the goal in general.
Right.
You should still want your weekly to be good.
It just feels like they're not doing a whole lot to push the weekly TV show to being must-see television.
Yeah.
I don't know. It feels like at the moment they're just kind of going through the motions.
Yeah. And hopefully that changes. My biggest hope is that AEW beats Raw in the ratings once.
Yeah.
Because if AEW beats Raw in the ratings once, Vince McMahon is going to...
Oh, he's going to lose his shit.
And it's going to show up on TV. He's going to be like, okay, this is the point. We need to do something else.
Right.
This isn't working. And I think maybe getting his ass kicked for a little while.
They're
last time.
They're going to do that hardcore Otis gimmick that I told you about. The rated triple XL superstar.
The rated triple XL Otis. Oh my god. He's with Mandy, so it would almost work.
Yep.
It would almost work. Oh, I kind of I morbidly want to see that with him.
I don't want to see that.
Otis.
Triple XL.
No, I morbidly do. I do want to see it. But do you have anything else to say about the week? Because I don't think anything too ground-shattering happened on NXT last night, with the exception of Velveteen Dream.
Keith Lee, I think he might have got legit blinded because there was a weird fire spot, and it hit him in the face.
I hadn't heard that on any of the stuff I watched this morning.
The only thing that I saw was that I saw Keith Lee in the back of an ambulance, and he had bandages across his eyes.
Maybe it's a work, though.
It might be. I just saw pictures of a lot of news channels thumbnails were Keith Lee with a plume of fire going in his face.
Why? I didn't watch. I don't know why there was fire.
I don't know.
Why was there fire? Fire is such a bad history in wrestling.
Yeah, it's never shown up very well.
I almost want to say with the exception of the Inferno match, but no, not with the exception of the Inferno match.
No, the Inferno
wasn't that good either.
Yeah, that wasn't very good. It was just very hot, and nobody liked it.
See, now those would be good if the point of the match was just to light your opponent on fire. There wasn't fire around the ring. It was just light him on fire, have a match. There's no DQ.
Right.
Put somebody through a flaming table.
Yeah.
It sucks, but it's better than...
have somebody take a fire spot.
Yeah, it's better than having,
fire
these guys
around the
working
ring.
in over 100 degrees.
Yeah.
It's not. And you listen to some of those guys talk, they're like, the air is just gone.
Yeah.
There's no air.
Yeah, because it sucks it all out.
And, yeah. We did that was way off topic. I didn't plan on discussing
the Inferno match.
Fire spots in wrestling today,
but yeah,
wrestling's such a weird sport. There's such a thing as fire spots, and we all just
accept it.
Kind of accept it. It's just a thing. Kind of like I try to explain to non-wrestling people thumbtack spots, and they're like, "Wait, people willingly will let themselves be thrown on a thumbtack?" So I'm like, it's just It's just a part of wrestling. I don't know how to explain it.
I don't think most people are willingly going to do it, but they'll do it for the spot. It's like
that's what I mean by willingly.
It's like the there was a deathmatch spot that I saw once that absolutely looked like the worst thing ever because it was just a block with 6 open pairs of scissors on it, and the guy was slammed on top of it.
Sounds like shit.
Yeah. So we were talking a little.
I want to imagine that.
Yeah, it was he got slammed on top of it, and then he was pinned on the scissors.
Fuck.
That was the match-ending spot. That was the finish.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
How the fuck are you gonna top that? We have 9 chef's knives taped to a board, poking straight up.
Right.
Whoever's going through this dies. That's the only way you can top.
Well, it's a death. It is a death match.
They don't mean it literally, Will.
Right. Well, I remember hearing once that the reason you see so many deathmatch guys going really long careers, like you see Terry Funk, and Necro Butcher and stuff like that. The reason they go long is because those matches they're not too rough on your body. They're rough. But all the injuries are cosmetic, and they don't do much to actually work the joints and work your elbows and your muscles and stuff like that. They just suck and are painful.
You're gonna do shitty stuff. It's kind of like you're gonna do something that's gonna hurt real bad.
Yep.
But long term, like you said, it's not like you're taking Ric Flair bumps all the time, and you're gonna need new hips and all that shit.
Right.
Because you're mostly just taking bar baseball bats, and you're just gonna need new skin.
Yep.
Which you grow every 7 years, so lucky you.
Well, there you go. You don't really need it that much anyways. Just got to keep it, keep some Band-Aids on it.
Keep enough of it that in 7 years' time you can have more.
Just got to keep enough of it behind so that you can just I'm missing some stuff. You just pull it across, staple, we're fine. And that's how Abdullah the Butcher's head got to look like the way it does.
Oh my God, Abby's head is so... He didn't give a fuck when he cut himself, and you can tell.
No, I don't give a shit about Abdullah the Butcher because he purposely gave people hepatitis.
He knew he had... Yeah, what a dick.
Yeah. Alright.
Alright, on that glorious note, Abdullah the Butcher's hepatitis and him being an asshole, I'm gonna go ahead. Let's call this week's episode.
I do have one more thing to say. Our newest announcement is that as of this week, we have a live, or not a live, but we have an audio-only version of the podcast available on Anchor.fm, Spotify, and there is a third one that I cannot remember right now. Let me pull it up. But we have a live, I keep saying live. It's just an audio-only version of the podcast that will be going up simultaneously with the video version of the podcast. The third one is Pocket Cast. So we are on Anchor, Pocket Casts, and Spotify at the moment, with more to come in the future because we have to wait until Anchor distributes through all the various platforms.
Anchor, by the way.
Go use Anchor.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
2 Orange Cassidy thumbs up for Anchor from me. So
good stuff.
All I have to say about Anchor.
But yeah, that's the big announcement for the week. Hopefully more to come in the future. Keep on giving us your support, your likes, your subscribes. Keep on watching the show. Keep on showing up. We love to see you here.
Yeah, if you could go to Facebook. We have a Facebook, Twitter. Shit, I'd get a LinkedIn if I thought it helped. So, we do appreciate everything you guys do. That being said, we'll see you next week.
See you later. Bye.